that you can consider, and it is the strongest factor in warranting death. In addition, the people will be putting on evidence of prior violent conduct committed by these defendants. You will hear evidence regarding Mr. Ibarra, regarding a gas station robbery that he was involved in back in 1983. With respect to Mr. Martinez, you will hear of an incident in February of 1994 where he assaulted another inmate at a juvenile camp facility. Ray Ellingwood will testify. Being an informant, and that's why he was killed accidentally. Well, we already know that the people down there believe that. That was amply brought out through the testimony of Jane Doe, but I think it's extremely important for the jurors to have a sense that Chad doesn't rat people off, whether it's it's guns being drawn on him and property being taken, and the irony of this is that he would have never snitched these people off behind drugs anyway. In a sense, what I'm bringing out is counter to the proposition I'm asserting, but I think it's important because it reflects the tragic irony of this case, and I think it's a small matter for the jurors to know that Chad McDonald was double dealing the police, and I think that's important in this regard. Okay, I don't find any relevancy as to that, and based upon what you're indicating, what you want to establish with this particular witness, I will sustain my own objection as to that line of questioning. Once again, if you want to bring out in some fashion, you've established he was an informant. I don't know how you tie that in with these defendants' state of mind as to what happened on the March dates. That is fine. All right, okay. I am just going to go now into the arrest of Hood and whether Chad ever told Griffin anything about Hood prior to the arrest. And then I'm going to bring out that Chad never told him anything about Norwalk and that he was arrested again on the 19th of February. At that time, how his services were terminated. Okay, I'll listen to the question, and if there's an objection on the basis of relevancy, the only other thing is just on that, Mr. Latner wants to cover those areas. I just don't think we need to do it in the detail as to wires and so forth. The second thing, just with respect to his investigator, there are two statements he wanted to get his investigator to testify to regarding Hood. One of them had to do with the dealing actually with McKee, and the other one was the fact that drugs were doing Chad, and I still don't see the relevance to the second. I won't ask it. Okay. All right, good. Okay. Thank you. You may continue, Mr. Latner. Mr. Griffin, we're off of Samantha Shanklin, for the time being at least, probably for good. Were you part of the police officers who executed a search warrant at Darrell Hood's residence on January 29, 1998? Yes, and